Hello, my little munchkins, crones, and sunflowers. How are you? I hope great. Well, I got a couple of readings to do, so I'm just going to get right to it. I hope everything with you is copacetic. However, did I know it?
Yes, you
did. I know it?
Mm-hmm.
Did we not know it?
Yes, we
I
did.
wonder what happened to make that come out.
I have no idea.
Because that is something they could have saved for the show.
They really could have saved.
So why didn't they? Remember, I had said a day or so ago how I heard that Chloe and Kim got into an argument, and Kim said something, you're not
a real
Kardashian. But the way it's looking, it looks like she has known for some years.
Yes.
Because I see her with her dad and her old face.
Yes, her original face.
What do you have to say about that, baby Crone? So what do you think?
Yes, in my opinion, looking at the pictures that we took,
she looked like her dad.
Yes, you can clearly see she looks like her dad. And it's obvious that even when you just look at her compared to the rest of her
the mouth, the cheeks, the lip, that, you know, I identify with this. That happened to me.
Okay.
You know, so I understand. When my mom introduced my dad, I was like 16 years old. And she says, stand in the mirror before she told me. It was like a little get together they had planned for me where they do this thing. And they said, look in the mirror. So I was in the bathroom and my father came in and he was standing behind me. And my father was very attractive, I have to say that. But he was looking behind me, but I didn't know what they want me to look at. Mm-hmm. I was nervous. I was uncomfortable. I was like, I had no idea. Like him being my dad was as far as the North is from the South. Mm-hmm. I had been raised with another man as my dad, even though I didn't know him because he was a brown dad. So I didn't know. You understand that? Yeah. I had brown sisters, you know? So it was and if you question it, we would get in trouble. So I just grew up blinded to my color of my skin, just blinded, not so the other children probably wouldn't take offense or be jealous or, you know, you're the cute one. I mean, it was hell. So I can understand what Chloe must have felt like being the least attractive one.
Yes.
But to me, she was beautiful in her natural face. Mm-hmm. She's even more beautiful now because she takes on the look of Chloe. She looks like a Kardashian. Yes, she got her face to look like a Kardashian. Mm-hmm. But I declare unto you, I don't think no one has ever called Chloe ugly and really meant that. Okay. And she dresses real good. Yes, and the fact is, she could have kept her looks. She could have get a little fill, you know. She could have kept her. She could even did her nose if she wanted to. But at the end of the day, she could have still just been Chloe because I think Chloe is very pretty. However, the man that they chose, Chloe, put their picture. Mm-hmm. To me, yes, they look alike. But more than that, I'm not even shocked, and neither should you. But I had to say something about time, and this had to have been the running thing in their family for 39 years. That's a long time to keep a secret. However, Chris, at least from the TV appearances, she had tried everything to get Chloe to take a DNA. I don't know what happened during this little break they did, but it must be bad anytime they didn't save it for the show. So this got to let you know, this don't have nothing to do with the show. So what card should we pick now that we got that out the way? I know Chloe had to be devastated because when I found out, I didn't know what to feel because I was bum rushed. So I didn't know what to feel. But then after it was all over, and like a couple of days, I was just angry.
Okay.
I felt robbed. I felt robbed of my name. I felt robbed of who I am. I felt robbed of my dad all those years.
Yes.
And we were close, but we never got to be like that because we just didn't have enough time. And my dad died. But at least when he died letting me know that he loved me. And he also let me know that he always wanted to be my dad and be in my life. But my mom didn't think it was a good idea. And so I can understand how the disappointment is. But nevertheless, your dad is your dad. And unless you are adopted, you should never keep a child from their father. Unless he's just a cold jackass. And even then, they should know who their dad is.
Fair enough.
You shouldn't take that away.
It's their
I know what it's your birthright to know that. Just in case you want to find something about your DNA. Mm-hmm. And even to this day, I don't even know anything about my dad, so I can't even look up my DNA. You know?
Right.
I've been robbed.
Yeah, and I can especially see how Chloe would feel that way and why she wouldn't want to get a DNA test because of all the attention.
Oh, she wanted to know. She probably took it and knew. Because clearly she had pictures of her hugging her dad.
Yeah, that's true.
And
she didn't even name, even though she had it with Tristan, the new baby she just had, she didn't even put the last name as Kardashian. She named him as Thompson, and we found that suspicious.
Well, I understand it because she was with the baby father, and the baby father should be named after the baby. If you had a baby right now, and God forbid, you're not even seeing a man, it would be immaculate conception.
It'd be a Jesus baby.
It'd be a Jesus baby. But what I'm saying is, if that were to happen, unless he was a jackass, but you wouldn't do that to yourself. So he would want to have his last name. However, if it's a girl, it'll have to have your last name. If it's a boy, it would have to, even if it's the middle name.
Okay.
You have to keep that name going. All right. So let's get into it. So what we're going to pick?
I've been trying to think. We could either pick the tree card or we could...
Tree.
Okay, that's probably the better option because I didn't like my first choice.
What was your first choice?
A child, since Chloe was the baby of this father. And
I don't know, does her father have any more children?
Let's see.
I know Kendall and Kylie have other siblings. I tell you one thing, Caitlyn had a lot of women. She left her mark on her. He left his, Bruce, God rest his soul, left a lot of babies on the earth that got his name in it. He must like the S part. So we're going to see. I got to pick these cards, right? I got to go through them. Here it is. This is the tree.
Okay.
And this is number 5. I know. You all know I hate wearing glasses. You know that. Why? I tell you why. I hate it because they put dents on your nose.
They do. They really
I don't like that. I'm trying to look pretty with 2 dents. And me being a little light, it just looked like I got 2 red marks sitting on my nose when I don't have glasses. And we can't have that. So you say, why don't you have contacts? I have contacts. But because of stigmatism, no matter what special ones they give me, they just feel like something. One of them feel like something is in my eye.
No.
All the time. So here we go.
Sucks.
Badly. All right. What we reading on?
Reading on Khloe Kardashian and what went on for this news to come out.
Yes.
I tried. I was trying to figure out who is Khloe Kardashian's real father's name so I could try to look him up. But Google was so sly. They still gave me Robert Kardashian.
Because that's who she said. Oh, she said that on my baby daddy is. That my daddy. I know, girl. I know. And you feel like, because that's who you've been told. So you would think once you know the truth, but it don't work that way because that's who you was told that was your dad. That's who looked care of you. That's who he accepted her. And he probably knew Chloe wasn't his.
Yeah.
But he accepted her. You know? Like my stepdad did until my mom break up. I tell you the story when I tell my story. How I moved to that haunted house. But literally. Here we go. All righty. So I see a ship, movement, commerce, money, or whatever, but I definitely see some sort of movement. I see a scrutiny. Somebody that went and looked into something very, very deeply. Again, I see that the books has been open. And what I'm gathering is, it's not that the books are open. I think these things has been known.
Okay.
I think that it's just like a pound cake. You can't keep a container on it. It just exploded because there's no way in the world that they know they have a show coming up in April or May and they give this information. You know, Chris had to be devastated. Now, what could have happened and this, she could have got pregnant, but didn't think that it was his dad.
Yes.
Didn't think that that would be her dad. Your sins will seek you out, won't they?
That sounds
That's what they say. Your sins will seek you out. They will find you and run you down. You can't escape. And I'm telling you, I think this woman is eating a lot of regret in her life.
Yes.
All way around. She's got to be reeking of it. And I see a ring. And it seems like this is what I get about this. I have no idea. Everything I say is allegedly. I see that this man probably wanted to marry her. It must have got a little deep. He was a sexy man. Was he a hairstylist? Was he the hairstylist?
I'm trying to find out who he is. Okay, maybe I look up who did Chris date before Robert Kardashian.
That'll be that. Well, anyway, let me do this. I think that, well, anyway, whatever he did, but he was really sexy, probably very attractive in the day. And he probably had something going on for him because Chris looked like the type of woman, but Chris remind me of a kind of woman that ain't gonna deal with no man that ain't got no money. And and I know that she was talking about how she had how she used to date or like this guy that was a hairstylist. Of course, he's older now. I don't know. Is it him?
I am.
As is Chris. As is Chloe. Is Chloe's stepdad. No, they're gonna say, is Chloe DNA dad a hairstylist? DNA. Do that. That's precise. But anyway, I truly believe that he wanted to, that they were in a relationship. And I think he probably had feelings for her. He probably asked her to marry her. I don't know. I don't know how long this relationship lasts. But it seemed like it was sweet. I don't know. I wish I had all these answers, but I don't have them. But I do have that it was probably good while it lasted, you know, and it don't even seem like it lasts that long. It could have lasted a year or so, but that's long, but you know what I mean? It ain't like no 10-year relationship, no 5-year. It wasn't nothing like that. Also, I see a tree and it must feel horrible for Chloe to know that she doesn't belong on the Kardashian tree.
Yes.
And I don't think you did. Go ahead.
He is a hairstylist. His name was Alex Rowland.
Do you have a picture of him when he was young?
Yes.
Okay, I want to see it. And then we'll put it up for you.
Okay.
So let me keep on getting this reading. So, yeah, he was cute.
No, that's a soccer player.
Oh, okay. All right. So anyway, like I said, it must be a horrible thing to know that she doesn't belong on the Kardashian tree. She doesn't. But he accepted her. Robert accepted Chloe just as his own. Chloe is still saying no matter what, Robert is her dad. And I received that because I felt the same way for many years. But I see a crossroad in all this. I don't know. I'm just getting a feeling that this is really did some kind of mental damage to Chloe. Even though she knew, she also knew deep down inside she wasn't a Kardashian. She's heard it so many times. I don't think that, my thing is, I think that just feeling like the oddball, feeling like not attractive, being tall and being overweight. But to me, she was beautiful. To me, because after all, that's Chris' child.
That is true.
And she have her mother's look, her mother. So, also in this, I see somebody eating at this situation, eating at it. And I don't know if this eating out, because it's next to the tree, and I don't know if it's eating out of stress, not eating, but mentally feeding off of this, being able to digest it. Now that it's out, the whole world knows. We don't have to talk about it no more. We know now. We are clear, just with Kate Middleton.
Yes.
We know she's well, whether it's AI or whatever, let it go. And I think this is the same thing here. I think they're eating at it. And I think that right now, I know that this was not meant to be. This makes no sense. You have a show coming on. They would have fit it in. They've done that before.
Yes.
They did it with Kim.
We'll see if they'll fit that in somehow.
See if they fit it in. But it came out. And I definitely see a writer. And last, I see a fox.
Deception.
Yes, definitely deception. What do you get out this read, baby Crone?
What I get out of this read is actually I was really trying to question with regards to Chloe in this situation and her health.
Yeah.
Could this be affecting her health-wise? Because the tree does.
But we picked that out.
Yes, we did pick it out.
We picked it out.
And also to represent family. However, this could divide the family in a sense.
Or it could be just making Chris feel bad. But I think this is something they knew. I think the more I think about it, when I see pictures are with that man and he's hugging her like they know. I think she knew. I think maybe after that time, and it's curious how that guy never came around and said on TV, I'm your dad. I just think, no. I don't know. Is that man married?
It's actually really hard to find out information about him.
Let's leave it alone. Yes. I had enough. We ready? What's your first question?
Yes, my first question is...
Why you thinking? Let me ask one thing. You be taking too long. Let me ask how this has affected Chloe mentally.
Thank you.
I think this has separated her. She's separated. I think she's disappointed, withdrawn. I think it left her with a lot of thoughts, a lot of emotions, a lot of untapped feelings, because it's a horrible thing to find out.
Yes.
And even if she knew, the world knows. And that's where your judgment. That's why I want to take it easy. Because no matter what, it's not Chloe's fault.
No. And she's pretty fragile.
Yeah. So I don't know why Pentacles are showing up. The only thing that I can make out of Pentacles at this point, that these Pentacles are not really dealing with finances.
Okay.
I think that these Pentacles, let me just draw one because I like to do my three, and a sword. I think these Pentacles are dealing more with earthiness, dealing with your feelings, dealing with your emotions, dealing with your conscious thoughts, how you feel. I think this is what this is. Because if you see here how she's turned her back. So that's a time of withdrawal, take away. So you see that there where she's taken away. And also, I can't see that with that squeaky.
Capricorn.
So you see it's a Capricorn. And Capricorns are mountain goats. So this is a goat. Well, this one and this is a mountain goat. And they go in high places. And what they can do on those edges are freaking amazing. Okay. And on top of that, we see the sun. So this is somebody who has a good disposition overall, but I think she's withdrawn. And if you see here, I think right now she's just giving all that love to her 2 children.
Okay.
I think she's just giving all that hurt, all of that. Now it's out in the open. Everybody know I'm not a Kardashian. Now just leave me the hell alone. You know, now you know the truth. Now you know. Now you know. And I think when Chris back in the day, when she gave them all DNA tests, I think she knew. But Khloe wouldn't do it here. And I think that Khloe is in her head about this. I think she doesn't feel experienced in this to how to handle it.
I bet.
You know how you just don't have no way of how to feel it. And even though she could have known years ago, but now the public knows. That would be nerve-wracking for me. Now, what's your question?
My question could be.
Could be?
Maybe.
Maybe?
My question I want to know about Khloe is how does she feel about
that
her mom?
Makeup is good cover. Your makeup.
Oh, thank you.
It's good coverage. Go ahead.
Mm-hmm. How does Khloe feel about her mother at this moment?
That's a good one. In, out, up, down, angry, forgiving, loving. How could you? I mean, she want to be a Kardashian.
She does.
And so much she looked like a Kardashian.
Mm-hmm.
You understand? So now you find out you really not a Kardashian. You look like one, but it's all fake. And all of that is going to work against you in the end anyway. Because why? Either you're going to have to work to keep it up or you're going to start looking plastic. And y'all already starting to look plastic.
Y'all are.
I'm not trying to be funny. I love you, girl. But this is how she feel about her mother. What do you think about this? Wheel of Fortune.
Yes.
And it's capped because it's plentiful.
Yes, it's very abundant. She has a whole lot of emotions for her mother.
A lot of emotions.
And it almost looks like a roller coaster.
And I'm getting the impression this too. I'm getting the impression not only is this about infidelity, it's also about how you cheated on dad and how that cheating has fell in my life.
Mm-hmm.
So the things that you did are happening to me. So I get men that cheat.
Yes.
It's like your wickedness is on me.
Mm-hmm.
I'm paying a price for something I'm loyal. And yet I got this heaped on me.
You said this last time in her reading.
I did?
Mm-hmm.
Well, that's how
she feels.
That's how I feel. That's how I feel from her. And I feel as though this is why this is the Wheel of Fortune, because it's all over the place. But no matter what, that's her mother. That's her mother. And I got to say this, at least your daddy alive. And I'm sure he will want to spend time with you. Why wouldn't he? Why wouldn't he want to know the famous Khloe Kardashian?
Yeah.
Why wouldn't he want to know you are beautiful? Why wouldn't he want to know? You can ask him about skin cancer. Does it run in his family?
Yeah, that is true.
There's so many things, but all at the same time, I see Chris is in her head about it. I think she's a little stormy, a little shook by it, but glad it's done.
Okay.
Because it's like I'm shook. I'm glad it's out. I'm glad it's open. I'm glad we can't do the windows anymore. You can't make me feel bad on camera. It's over.
Yeah.
It's out. I'm done. You can't punish me for the rest of my life. We all made good here. In other words, in your sweet little way, get over it. It's okay. You got your dad, But I didn't think it was O.J. Simpson. I definitely didn't think that. Not that O.J. Simpson was a bad looking man. I mean, for me, he was old, but for me now, you could tell he wasn't a bad looking guy. You have another question?
Yes. How does each of the sisters feel about this news?
So you want me to go how all the sisters or collectively?
No, each of the sisters, because you just did a reading on Kim, and we know
how does Kim feel? You tell me.
Yeah, that's actually interesting. I wasn't expecting that one for Kim.
I wasn't either, but I can read it if you want.
The way Kim feels about Chloe is that...
Show it to to people. You can look at it if you need to watch it.
Honestly, I'm going to say you summed it up very well in this reading, that Chloe just tries hard to be a Kardashian.
Yeah, but that's Kim. Yeah, and maybe Kim sees it. Like, you try so hard to be one of us. But the truth is, you have became one of them. Courtney. What do you make out of that?
Courtney is just looking at it from the sideline.
Chill. So, what you gonna do? So, there's still life out there. Okay? You still a Kardashian. Nobody can tell you who you are. A father is a father, but you had a dad. He may be your father, but he wasn't your dad. Your dad died, right? Mm-hmm. So you'll always be a Kardashian. As she look out the water with all this emotion, as she holds on to the strength of fire, as she see the things flying in the air, and as she stand on the earth, all the elements, she is saying, don't allow this to get you down. You are a Kardashian for life. Kendall. I think it's terrible. I think it sucks what mom did. I think it's awful. I feel bad about it. But what can you do?
Yeah.
Get to know your dad. At least you have a dad. It's awful. Mom was a cheater. Kylie. It doesn't surprise me. I'm shocked.
Surprising both the genders came out as kings.
Yeah. I'm shocked, but I'm not surprised. I mean, she had us by another man. So, it's not that bad. Being a Kardashian isn't everything.
Yeah.
We all still look like we sisters. We still share blood. Right? Rob.
Mm-hmm.
I love you, sis.
Mm.
Nothing in this world's going to separate us. I love you. It don't matter. You are a Kardashian to me. And since I am the male Kardashian left, you are always going to be a Kardashian to me. Chris, I feel like a fool. I feel like I done did this thing and hurt you. It never was my intention. But I wasn't going to A you. But I wanted to keep you. I never thought that it would ever come out or it would ever matter. I'm just thinking you're going to just look like the rest of the kids. I didn't even think I was pregnant by him. But now when I look at it, that meant she was too close together having sex. So it could have been a couple of days apart, a week. But it wasn't no month because she would have known.
Yeah.
So the mother feel like a fool. And this is another journey that the mother take. However, but the fool is a good thing because the fool, I feel a sense of relief, sadness, but relief that it's out.
Okay.
I don't have to be beat by it anymore. It's like it took a long time. This is the year of bearing truth. This is the year of things coming out.
Yeah.
And this gotta be dreadful, just absolutely god awful. But the mother can heal now.
That's good.
Because it's over. It's over. And the only person who has something to say left is you, Chloe. What do you have to say about this? I'm twixt in between. I'm angry. I love my mother. I'm angry. I feel robbed. I feel cheated. I feel lied to. I feel deceived. But I love my mom. And I love Robert. He will forever be my dad. I don't know how I'm going to work this out or what I'm going to do, but he is my dad. And I deserve the right to know him. So she's wobbling on this. You have any questions?
Nope.
How was that?
Yeah, that was
Well,
good.
that's it. I could end it with something else if you want me to. Like, is Chloe going to be okay?
Yes.
Eventually.
Yeah.
Yes. Just a temporary setback. She's probably all right now because at least she have her dad. She can get to know him. You understand? That's a good thing. You know what I've learned in life? There are no mistakes. There are no, in retrospect, there are no accidents.
Okay.
Everything is for a reason. They may not make sense at the moment. You may figure out how come this happened and how come that happened. But it's the web we weave. Our lives are the way that we conduct them to be, whether we're conscious of it or not. We're living the lives that we have somehow created for ourselves. And understand, we are creative beings. We were born to create. We were born to build and born to tear down, to rebuild again. Now I like that.
I like that too.
You ready?
Yes, I am.
I hope you enjoyed that reading. I really did.
Yes.
Sunflowers.